and welcome to this week's episode of the Windswift. If you haven't been following us, well, we are in the middle of a swamp doing swampy things. I am going to hold up the virtual dice of destiny. I've switched over to using fantasy grounds to do all my rolling, and I am going to roll the dice. And it's number 6. That is Adresai, who gives us a review. I think that's kind of unfair because you write the review for all of the shows anyway. But tell us, what happened last week?
I do volunteer to do that, so I only myself to blame. We had just escaped the city with Jorek's sister Miran, and we'd made it to this river that was in the middle of the swamp that we had passed when we came in. And we were then accosted by a gnome that we met that was there sort of doing shady deals with the Duke, who, they were shady, don't try me.
It's Drakenmoore, it's always shady.
Oh, it's shady here.
Kind of the weather.
And trying to make us surrender, which we didn't want to do. And Con almost murdered him, but he got away, unfortunately. It's so close. And then there was a major fight with one of the vampires, the vampire dude's daughters, who came and attacked us at the edge of this river and died while the Duke was sort of mysteriously fogging around in the fog, watching, waiting.
Well, we think so, at least.
Mm-hmm. And as she died, Atra got very upset because we'd foiled some personal plan. It was very emotional for a while. Everybody cried, but then we hugged it out.
I don't remember.
Sorry,
I don't remember the hugging part.
I'm writing the summation, and then I'm writing fan fiction. We sort of got everyone to stop screaming at least, and then we turned to head out of there. And I was going to go check on Miran that she's still there because I left her invisible in a little hole in the ground somewhere.
No, Miran is definitely still there. She is terrified to her core. The moment she senses that the threat has gone to a degree, I mean, she's not entirely sure if Atramentum is the threat or not. But
it looks intimidating.
He definitely does. He just decimated the vampire as well. There was all sorts of shouting going on. The moment that you drop the invisibility spell, Adresai, she runs up to you and she gives you a great big hug. And she says, "You saved my life. Thank you so very much. But if you'll excuse me, Jorek, you are tackled as your sister sails through the air and just clamps her arms around you, sobbing, laughing, smiling, hugging. She doesn't know what to do at this present moment in time."
Jorek's going to hug her for a while and then just sort of lead her along.
I can't believe that you've done it. We are escaped.
Well, we're not out of the swamp yet, but yes.
It's an ongoing project.
This is quite better than expected, to be honest.
You escaped twice now from Drakenmoore. This has never happened before.
It's probably happened many times. Remember, the vampires write the history. It's probably happened plenty of times. It was nothing special, I assure you. We're going to get out of here. Con knows.
Con hopes.
She stops walking. And she looks at you very, very seriously. Jorek, that's your new name now, I assume. I've heard them calling you that, yes?
Yes, Scufflitter was sort of too famous.
Well, whoever you are special because you came back for your sister. And I appreciate that.
Thank you. I keep telling him. He keeps underestimating himself.
I'm very glad you're safe. Now let's get out of here, shall we?
Yes. As she says this, I will angrily walk by her, and actually a twig will snap under my boot.
I will sort of. Jorek will hold his sister around her waist and just lead her along, chatting a bit. But I will stay near Atra, with my sister, obviously. To keep an eye on him.
I'm gonna
Because I
try
guess since Con is just marching away, he's ahead of us. So I will walk with Atra behind everyone else.
I'm gonna help Con navigate us back to the tree.
No!
I'm pretend
That was
bad
the
at
story.
this. I'm actually good at this.
Run!
I have a question
No.
for Khan. What happened to the gnome? The gnome was kind of crucial.
The gnome went back to Drakenmoore.
Oh no.
Gnome.
The gnome.
Well, I have a feeling we're gonna see him again. We'll get him next time.
I really hope so, because I feel he had a lot of answers about Section 13, and now he's gone. He's gone.
There is some animal.
I agree.
This wasn't mine this time.
I suddenly realized that. It's no!
Just steps on a.
Sure, we'll find some other knowledgeable gnomes to make lives miserable.
Yeah. The trudging across the swamp, you have been here before, and it is now broad fog light, so you can see a little bit better than the first time you traipsed through here. It doesn't take you too long, just a mere 9 hours of slogging across this desolate space towards the mountain range, when, Con, there is a rather upset looking olive thrush that skims low over the bulrushes, circles twice around a dead tree stump, and then lands, looks at you, and rather, like I said, angrily, and for a little olive thrush, which is a little bird in case you are not aware of what an olive thrush is, but nonetheless, it looks at you, and it simply says, "All right, where are you? Come on, we're waiting."
Yay! It got there. Hi.
Well, it would appear our ride has arrived. We're on our way.
Yay.
Get out of here.
Thank you.
And we're still not being followed? I'm so...
Breaks up into the air, circles around twice, and heads back off in the direction that you are vaguely heading in as to where you remember the tree. About an hour or so later, unless any of you are doing anything, there's not a lot to do out here in the marsh. I'm assuming you're keeping your eyes open for mist and fog, but
Yeah.
Eyes and ears.
is mist and
I
fog.
might occasionally cast Detect Magic as a ritual, just to sort of ping if there's anything.
Right.
I do
Nearby.
ask Con if I can have at least a little bit of healing. I'm not feeling very well. I'm very damp and wet, and I have bruises around my neck.
You can have a healing potion from me if you want.
Yay, thank you.
And I can cast prestidigitation to make you dry. I can do that for everyone. Dry and clean. Just pristine clothes in the swamp.
Atra will exactly say 0 words on the entire travel.
Right. Sort of storm cloud moving.
Jorek was considering conversing with him, but since he's being a storm cloud, he's conversing with his sister instead.
And she will not shut up now. She believes that everyone is safe. You lot killed a vampire in front of her very eyes. She is on top of the world, and is excited and wants to know where you're going to live, and can she choose?
I'm going to recite pretty much everything that I can remember from being picked up by the Hastari and the whole story, including the, hey, there's dragons.
Aha.
But
Maybe telling
I'll probably wait with the whole, hey, there's dragons until we get back to the Windswift. So
Just before you go through the bottle. And by the way...
Oh, by the way, there's dragons. Come with me.
Do you think the vampires
And
were-
then come with me if you want to live.
We killed the dragon. I feel...
No, I wasn't going to tell her about all the adventures and misadventures of us.
Well, she
Pretty
left.
much up until Naxa, where I will... No, I will tell her about us slaying the Duke Ulkov as well.
Right.
But after that, I'll probably just sort of slip into that. And then we went to Drakenmoore. Nothing happened in between there.
No.
We got an upgrade for the boat on the way, but that's it.
Went
Nothing.
to a library. It was fine.
The tree is
Gotta
visible.
ask her if she's excited to see the sun for once.
She is nervous to see the sun. She's read about it and she's seen paintings of it, but she's nervous. She is nervous. The tree is looking radiant. It has a full crown of brilliant green leaves. It's definitely a lot healthier than it was before. And standing around it are 3 druids that are very studiously bringing about life to all of the foliage in the area, tending it, looking and checking. The crazy druid from Gaia and Ghent is standing there chatting to, it looks like she's chatting to several marsh vipers who are attentively sort of swaying quietly as they watch her with their tongues darting in and out.
Hi, you got my message. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, it was your message. Right.
Yes.
Well,
I'm sorry that it must have been a bit sudden, but things got very hairy there.
I was in the middle of helping a goat give birth. It was very distracting.
I'm very sorry about that.
Well,
I give her a hug.
Oh, she hugs back. She's a hugger. She's definitely a hugger.
Oh,
You are aware that when you come away from the hug, though, you have put your hand in something. There's some animal has had an accident on her back.
Prestidigitation.
Best spell.
Clean.
The other 2 druids, one of them walks up to you, Con, and sort of bows slightly. Sorry, let me just get my correct naming here. As they bow, they say, Con, we have received your message, and the Oaken has sent me here to assess the situation. I will be traveling directly back to the Oaken once you have given me your report. What should I tell him?
Jorek walks up and says, wipe them out. All of them.
I mean, is that...
I'm not kidding. He actually says that.
The druid looks at you.
I mean, should we be starting more wars right now?
I don't think this is
that
war. I think
what we
it's
should
like
be
we
doing?
need to get rid of the
I
vampire.
think they can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying splitting forces right now is the opposite of what we want to happen.
The vampire is not going to help us anyway.
And
I
the
mean,
druids want
not
They
now.
are working together with Section 13. Wiping them out is the right way to do. All right?
I completely agree with
Do
Jorek.
svidania, Dvaren.
Bless you.
Or
Drakenmoore, I'm sorry.
All right.
Is that the message I take back to the Willikin? To the Oaken? Con.
The Vulcan?
What? Freudian slip there a bit.
No, Willokin.
Oh, Willokin, yes.
Willigan.
well, it's an interesting one.
You wish to deliver the message yourself. We can take you directly there, but your companions will have to go elsewhere. You know the rules.
Yeah, no, I was more thinking perhaps we see Miran to safety, and then we orchestrate the abduction of our little gnomish friend.
Gnomish friend. Is there
would
something happening in the
But
state?
that would involve staying here. I don't know how the rest of you feel about that.
I'd like to get...
That's a new idea. How about you explain that one?
We're very short on leads. Other than flying off to the gnomish realms and kicking over every barrel and knocking in every door until we find what we're looking for.
I suppose. So you want to go back here?
Why did we just travel 9 hours through the mud?
We have someone to rescue. We're still rescuing them.
Also, back up.
Yeah, I'd love more backup. Mm-hmm.
It will take the Druidic Order time to assemble the forces we need to complete this action. If you are wanting aid immediately, you will find it lacking.
Oh. Atra, if you help us, I don't know what your thing is, but we will give you something back that you need in return, okay? I don't know what it is, but you've obviously got something on your shoulders. So whatever that is, will help you.
Alternatively, Adrasai,
Hmm?
you've been our de facto lawmaster archivist. What would you
Sure.
suggest in terms of our pursuit of Section 13?
Well, look, considering how much gnome, how much a lot of the gnomes seem to be involved in this, I'm guessing the gnomish states are going to be like have clues in them, and I mean, Sector 13 would be requiring a lot of people and resources and transportation back and forth and space. But I mean, it's probably shielded. Yeah, you're right. I mean, we need something to go on. But I mean, we do have an upcoming meeting up in Telantari Bay that could yield a lot of interesting clues, and it's right next door.
Forget about that.
I mean, we'd kind of, I mean, I'd love to go there and you know, push Kufet's head down a toilet.
It's tempting.
What's a toilet?
You don't have toilets?
Latrine.
Long drop.
Yes, exactly.
Various cultures around Brexit have different names for it, of course.
John's.
Look, we're sophisticated enough in the Cathal Sodality to have indoor plumbing.
You have
Look,
a
I'm going to contact Neos and see if he's rendezvoused with the ship and where they are. Right? I think that might be a good first bit of information that we can actually get quite easily.
Right. I'm gonna walk over to Atra and ask, so what's your plan?
Well, I would like to ask you, and I kind of answering you, right, looking you in the face, but then kind of my eyes turn to Con and say, like, up until a minute ago, I was under the impression that he said you're leaving, and whoever's not there is losing his opportunity to leave.
Well, in your case, you happen to be here.
Indeed.
I'm not leaving you behind, if that's what you're asking.
I told you earlier. I don't give a fuck about the Duke. Would have been nice. It's a bonus. Sure.
Right,
That's the
then let's
opportunity.
leave this stinking fetid swamp.
Didn't arise. I kind of look at Saket and I say, yes. Okay, there is something you, and kind of speak to everybody with that, can do for me in exchange. Something I need outsiders for.
Which is communicate, dude. Life gets so much easier.
Saket, let the man speak.
Oh, he takes too long.
Well, before I go into that, what do you want from me?
Well, a lot more of what you did to the vampire, first of all, I suppose.
Basically, your services. You
You're
prove to be a very handy man, and if we just communicate a little better, I believe we can work well together.
Look,
I mean, in theory, the only thing I want is to destroy Section 13 and anything dragon-like. Because dragons aren't good, and they need to all die. Anyone who works with them needs to all die. I think this is what everyone wants.
Don't take this personal, but you almost died to a vampire. I don't think you're fit yet to fight a dragon.
No,
Oh,
right now.
no one is going to be fighting dragons. We are not suicidal, my friend. We're going to be fighting the ones helping the dragons. not
I
the
already
dragons
killed a
themselves.
dragon, I'd like to point out.
Yes, but you had a ship to ram into it.
I
But
wounded one
Damn it.
very badly.
We've all
I
have
cut
to
its
take.
wing off.
Yeah, see, we're not completely useless against dragons.
All right, let's just say this. Our primary plan is not to fight the dragon, all right?
No, no,
Thank
no.
you.
Kill section 13.
Because if that's the case, I'm leaving too.
I will not fight a dragon.
No.
I will not track a dragon. And I will not seek an audience with a dragon.
But you don't want to see them come back, right?
I don't give a fuck about dragons and what their plans are. There's
See,
always...
that's rather the problem, because we do.
What do you care about? Let's start there.
Other than money.
I did not kill anybody for money. I did not kill anybody for an ideal either, which I guess would be the usual two things. There is something I need from the
Family.
Cabal. There is something I need from the Cabal. They have stolen something from me that I want back.
What?
In the Cabal, at the...
If I would know where they have it, I would work towards that goal.
What have they taken from you?
My daughter.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
There are ways
Get
of
it.
finding people. I could start looking...
Yes, I am usually pretty good at finding people.
No, I meant my methods rather than your methods.
Sure.
I could look into it. Look, in spite of all the yelling earlier, I recognized that I owe you. Rather big. You helped me out. And talking me through that was very helpful. Look, whether or not you stay with us, I'll help you try to find her. I owe you,
You don't
whether or
know.
not you stay.
I can definitely relate, though.
Why did they take your daughter?
Because I'm talented. He
Yes,
said
but,
so
um,
himself.
More
Leverage.
so than any number of other tiefling assassins? I mean, what's special about you?
You did see what he did to the vampire, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but I've seen Blackstone do things like that. I mean,
What makes you think they don't kidnap
we've
a lot of
done
people's
things
daughters?
like that. You know, it's impressive, but like, I still
Sure,
feel like I'm
sure.
talking to an equal.
I'm not merely an assassin. I hunt for souls. And I kind of grab underneath my my robes and jingle the amulet. Killing people is oftentimes not enough. And also there are things you can do once you have the soul of a person.
Is this like just out of game for a second, so I modulate my response
Yes.
correctly? Is this like outside of the normal sphere of what I would expect?
I mean, an assassin generally, I'm not a thief, right? I'm not an assassin class character.
Yeah. There's like soul collecting. Is that a thing that would have heard of before? And like,
I don't think you would necessarily have heard of it, but if he collects people's souls, that's pretty high on the terror scale in terms of he doesn't just kill you, he makes sure that you can't be resurrected. A regular assassin that just darts you and sort of cuts your head off, you know.
I guess what I mean is this is again like, I mean, because it's D&D, it's a fantasy world and
Sure.
so on. Is that a special talent?
Yes, it would probably trigger. I mean, you're not an arcane caster, and soul capturing is probably necromantic, but it definitely is not what your average peasant does on a Saturday afternoon.
Is that what your average arcane mage does on a Saturday afternoon?
So they've kidnapped your daughter to leverage you in order to do whatever soul collecting they might desire, essentially.
And did that include the Duke?
It would have.
Whew. So they have you on their leash, more or less.
I have a couple of books on divination. I might be able to figure something out. I'll look
The
into it.
Duke was a side mission. You were going here, and I was not letting her stay here. And I kind of point at Jorek's sister. It was a bonus.
Hmm.
The job did not come directly from my cabal.
Well, you saved my family. I will help you save yours.
Turning into a rescue mission lot rather than...
Well, I don't know where she is right now. And without
Find
doing
out.
this job, it will be harder to find her. So, but there will be other opportunities.
We will find her.
Figure it out.
This idea that we should go back to get the gnome, which would bring us into contact with the Duke, which would mean it got slightly easier for you to find your daughter.
You have no idea where the gnome is, and I'm not attacking a castle full of vampire assholes waiting for us.
No, they know we're coming
I
now.
only need backup before we do
Now
that.
they know that I am coming as well, which they did not do before.
I turn to Con and I say, you helped me save my sister, my family. This, to me, this is the same thing.
We should probably find our ship.
I'm gonna
Agreed.
call Mios.
The druids just like, come on, we're waiting.
What is it now?
Oh, frankly, I'm surprised so many of you showed up.
There's only one cat in this party, but no one wants to go through the door. Am I closing it or am I keeping it open? I mean,
No, I want you to hold it open.
Yes.
It's like, we have a cat with us. Do you really expect us to directly go into the...
That's not how it works. You gotta be other doors.
But,
right,
yeah,
you are
we're gonna have to
trying.
stare at it for a while.
You're trying to get hold of Mios whilst everyone is debating and
I'm gonna
discussing.
step away a little and sort of bring up the stone and
All
For
right.
what I care, I am done here.
All right, so you hold on to the stone, and that image appears. It looks like you're in a. It looks like you're in the middle of a tangle of. Is it grass or something? And it gets quite bright, and then suddenly you are seeing Mios's face, but it looks like he's looking down on you. And then the hand pulls the stone up to his eye level, and he goes, "Yeah, hello."
Oh,
Did I say that right? Was it?
God,
Hi,
Such
Mios.
an impressionable age.
it's hay.
Hey.
Commodore.
Hi. Are you back? Hi. Are you okay? Are you back at the ship? Is everyone all right?
Well, we're nearly back there. We're actually just on our way. We got a little bit sidetracked, but we're okay now. I've been learning how to speak barbarian.
All right. That's nice.
Hey, I take offense to that.
Fun. So you're near Didi, right? Where you're supposed to meet the
Yes.
ship?
Yes, we're going to get there this afternoon, I think.
All right.
It is.
All right. Well, we're hopefully gonna head there as well, and you can tell me all about what you've been doing.
Yes.
What was the grass thing? You were like, what are you wearing right now? Are you wearing some kind of weird grass outfit?
And it starts to wobble around, and you sort of see Sky behind him. You see Bjor standing there looking
Yes.
very quizzically as he sort of
Hi.
trying to position it around. And then it goes very dark, and it's muffled. I can't hear you right now, Commodore. I'll have to come back to you. And
all right. I'll talk to you in Didi.
it then literally looks like he's lifting his hand up to check that the call is off, and then he kind of clamps it back down again.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up now, Mios. Okay, bye.
All
I gotta
right.
hang up.
Right, let's get out of the thinking swamp, shall we? All right.
Right,
Right, everyone.
as close to Didi as you can, please.
Yes.
You heard the Cathar?
Passenger service.
I did want to ask one thing. Would it be possible, does such a thing exist, to get hold of some seed pods for our more aggressive tree creations?
I'm not sure what you mean. You want something that grows particularly well.
No, I want to know if it is possible to obtain seeds for our aggressive tree species.
You mean the undead trees? Oh, you'd have to speak to the Oaken about that, I'm afraid. That's before my time. Yes. I don't think they seed, actually.
Well, not in the traditional sense, of course.
No. I'm
Are
not.
you planning to grow a forest, Con?
Hmm?
Are you planning to grow a forest?
Yes. The tree coverage in Drakenmoore is not extensive enough, clearly.
Oh.
Right. So are you all going back to Dide?
Yes.
Just one piece of warning advice. There might be a vampire duke hovering around in the area. We're not quite sure. He kind of disappeared on us. We thought he was going to come up
A
and...
check for undead and 60 feet around me.
There isn't any.
I mean,
not here.
I thought that he was going to come and rip our throats out, but then he never did.
Don't worry, says the crazy crocodile lady as she's actually talking to a crocodile. We're not here for long. We're just here to start the garden growing, if you like. And I'm just doing a quick house call.
Right.
Poor thing
Thanks
swallowed
again.
her. Right, yes. And she looks back. You shouldn't eat those things. No, now open up, she says as she sort of smacks the snout of this 20-foot long crocodile. Now?
Yes.
Yes, now.
Let's go.
Now.
Yes.
He opens up the portal into the tree.
I mean, the ultimate move way to counterspell that, right?
All right, you step into the portal. There is that warm, comforting feeling as the sap closes around you, and you are settled.
That is a warm, comforting feeling of not being in a wet swamp.
Yes, you are not, definitely not in a wet swamp. And you step out of this magnificent, ancient oak tree into a very well-tended glade. And there are some startled deer that sort of stamp their feet and disappear off. There is no apparent sign of the tender of this particular grove as you arrive. You are on a hill that looks over several wheat fields towards the city of Dide, the coastal city for that matter. There appears to be a vast amount of smoke bellowing out of the city, however, or at least out of the coast next to the city, and part of the city seems to be on fire.
I'm not even there yet.
I was not responsible this time for that.
I mean, oh, Mios, what did you do?
Oh dear. You see, this is why I said he's at a very impressionable age.
He said...
Jorek starts walking towards the city.
Yeah, let's get moving.
As you are making your way towards the city, you can see the coastline. And very obviously, you can see the Windswift. She is out to sea, and she is currently opening up a barrage of magic units into the side of this particularly large merchantman, which is on fire and heading directly towards her. Both of them are busy firing into the front of this ship as she's sailing towards the Windswift. From here, it's about a mile away that you're watching this thing happen, and the front end of that merchantman just gets obliterated until eventually it's driving itself into the ocean. There are several other ships around that are also in wrecked form and different stages of sinking or not sinking.
What in the hell is
Okay,
going on?
good thing. Windswift is not sinking. Bad thing. What the hell?
Yeah, we left
become
barbarians.
Is
They're not pirates. They're
With
barbarians.
Captain Ty in charge, I'm rather surprised.
yes.
Yes. All right, let's get back to the ship so we can get this show on the
Any
road.
suggestions on how we're going to get there?
Don't think the Brynja Kingdom has allied with the elves and are against us now, and trying to dock in Dairi was a very bad idea.
I don't know. We'll
Or
see.
that possibly we were wanted here as well after Valenhold.
Well, let's go ask
There
them.
was a dragon in Valenhold, right?
Yes, that was the dragon in Valenhold.
We kind of exploded it. Saket did.
Yes.
It was necessary.
And some of the city.
To the
Let's just head down to the coast.
the collateral
On
damage
the coastline, you can see the collection of barbarians and clearly Mios. He is the thin, skinny one who's wearing a loincloth and boots and nothing else. They are gathered looking rather quizzically. They have the look of people going, how do we get out to the Windswift from here? Exactly. Because
Why are they on the shoreline?
Yeah, well, they decided not to go to the city. As you...
So, how far away are we from the city? 1 mile, you said?
Yeah, you're equidistant.
Away, 1 mile away from the Windswift.
Yeah, you're a mile. Well, the Windswift's a mile out to sea, roughly. You've still got about a mile. You've got several cornfields to go through before you get to the city. But even from here, you can see that the harbor of the city is on fire, which has set fire to some of the wall sections.
So if we can see the harbor from here, can we see any ships that are still afloat? Maybe unmanned, docked, but not destroyed, burning, and sunk, or any?
No, all of them are manned. Those that are docked there, if they're smaller fishing vessels and things, they don't seem to be on fire. There are several, though, that are definitely sinking. It does look like... It looks like the harbor was attacked quite badly. So they don't look to be any sort of free ships necessarily. Everyone is swarming, trying to save what's left.
Okay, but there are ships that are still salvaged or unsunk?
Yes,
but manned?
Yes,
Okay.
mostly smaller shipping.
That's fine.
Correct.
And we can see Mios and the barbarians where?
They're on the beachfront. So if you imagine you've got the city in front of you, and then you've got the coast all the way to the side of you, and then down from you down on the coastline, you can see Mios and company standing there. They do stand out like a bunch of sore thumbs, mainly because of the amount of sunburn and lack of clothing that presents itself to you. And then you've got the city in front of you.
I'm just
Well,
going to
let's
start
have a
heading
loud
down
whistle.
to the coast.
Right. As you whistle, they sort of look back. There's shouts and someone tries to blow a horn rather successfully as it sort of thunders across. They sort of move up towards you. Yeah, you did meet the barbarians, Atra. I think you were present for the barbarian employment. Yeah, they come thundering up. They look at you. Bjora is there. She looks at the five of you. You're all immaculate because of your prestidigitation. No, I see that someone had fun on their holiday. Yeah. Left us with the carnage. Yeah.
Why is there carnage?
Yes.
What happened?
See what was left of Valenholt after you left? Yeah, destruction, and then we journeyed south. Yes, we did. We journeyed south, and then we were supposed to come here.
Well, Valenhold, right?
Yes, but Valenhold, I didn't take you to Valenhold. I left you on the ship because reasons.
This is true. So then we get messages, come and save us. Why we ask this question? There's an army that's been sent up. Yeah. So there's war going on right now. We're on the wrong side, apparently. We did some reconnaissance to come and save young Mios here and some others, but it's been fun. You see that they all look quite badly injured, quite heavily injured, as a matter of fact. And
Who is the other side of this war?
that would currently be the Brunei Kingdom, I believe. They are.
Do you know who the leader-in-chief is of the Brunei Kingdom forces here?
Of the forces here in Daide?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be Lieutenant Commander Galwa. I
You
believe.
know where he is?
I would mention he's currently in the castle. We thought we should make a small distraction whilst we extracted Mios, but
Small distraction. Would that be the city on fire?
no, that was not the plan. The plan was to just have one ship sink in the harbor to distract. It was a complicated plan. I wasn't exactly completely aware of the entire thing. Captain Ty said it would work. It did not.
Wow, that's
So-
unusual for her.
Yeah.
So you just got close to Didi and they started attacking the Windswift?
I'll let Captain Ty give you the full details. I'm just a Marine. I follow orders.
Let's get to the ship.
I
We
take
need
a look at Saket and look at her. My services, eh? You want me to head to the castle then?
I think maybe assassination is not the first option we
I
should
don't think
pursue.
that's necessary at this point. We just need to get to the ship and leave.
Yeah, I think that too. I think, let's do that because
I-
I
Isn't
I
anchored
don't mind
just
it, but
north of
I
here?
don't think it's necessary.
think I said
Wouldn't really
enough
like
things
to
to
know
like.
why we're being attacked.
I would like to ask this person.
I would
Yeah,
also like to speak to Captain Ty.
Hmm.
I'm sure she would like to speak to you. Most certainly, yes. Definitely lots of command decisions that I would possibly examine if I was her Commodore. Yeah. But I'm not saying a bad word against her. Nope. She,
No, not at all.
Atra has a point, though. Maybe we should speak to this.
Let's
Commander.
Commander Gelwa.
sure.
Yes.
Let's
Well,
just
I
figure
can't
out
say
what's-
that it wouldn't tickle me to show up on his doorstep and demand an explanation whilst the Windswift is still out there shooting his ships up.
I whistle and I summon pebbles.
Pebbles arrived.
You want company, Atra? Or can you handle this by your lonesome?
I'm
What
going to
could
the
be
ship.
fun.
I'm going to the ship. This is
Okay. Adresai,
yes.
make sure everyone gets to the ship, including my sister.
Yes.
Me and Atra will have a chat with the gentleman that's so gently trying to sink our ship. All right?
Yes. Okay. I can get 4
Just,
people
Yes.
over to the ship.
Mias, hand me that stone, would you?
yes, Commodore.
Turns around.
Yeah. He turns around. There's awkward fumbling, and then
Oh,
introduces
no.
the stone.
Niels, no. No, that wasn't grass.
Adresai, you cannot prestidigitation that one.
Prestidigitation, please.
That's done.
Oh, well. Give it to Jorek.
I'm not touching that.
Oh, no.
They haven't invented pockets yet.
Adresai, do your thing.
The stone
I toss him-
nice.
I toss him one of my pockets.
Yes. I put it in a pouch.
Inside a pouch. Inside a pouch.
Ouch.
Right.
Try not to
Alright.
blow up the city.
Instead of you take a pouch, you take it inside out and put your hand in it. Just like a dog turd, kind of.
Yeah. All right, hop on.
All right.
Good luck, gentlemen. Try not to blow up the city.
This is crazy. Have fun.
Right up to
Let
assassinate
you-
anyone you don't have to.
No. Stop.
Diplomacy!
Be back at 6.
Yes. Wow. All right. So you go riding off to try and
The sunset.
Sunset.
into the sunset, basically. Yes. All right.
I
That's
hug my sister before we leave. I hug my sister before we leave. That accent, it's like glue.
She hugs you back, obviously. Yeah. All right. So the two of you go riding off towards Dide.
Yep.
The three of you plus the barbarians and pretty much everyone else who was with you at Valenhold gather on the beach. The Windswift does seem to have seen your collection of individuals. It's not that difficult. The coastline is beautiful beaches that extend in all different directions. So it is quite a nice place, apart from the burning ships. They have dispatched a ship to come, or a rowing boat anyway, to come out and to retrieve you guys.
That's good.
I mean, the positive side is that the microparticles will make the sunset so much nicer.
There we go. Yes, this is true. Absolutely.
Greetings from beautiful Day.
Like a poster card with like an extremely red orange sunset.
The weather is here. Wish you were beautiful.
Yes, something like that. The two of you, I'm going to handle the two of you first because it's a thing. The two of you are galloping towards Dida. It does not look as if there are any guards on the walls at the moment.
Oh, too bad.
Facing outwards, or inwards, I suppose is the correct term, inwards to the rest of the Kingdom of Brunei. Most of the guards appear to be focused more on the fires on the outer wall close to the coast. There are some guards, obviously, at the gate as the two of you come riding.
I will not head. Okay, so here, the question is, depending on how it is, we approach differently, right? So, is the city and the castle one thing, or is the castle kind of remote?
The castle of Dida is not huge. It would be better described as a fort, but it sits basically over the harbor on a big promontory of rock, and then there's the city around it.
Okay. Can we kind of move around the city and approach from the side where it's situated, or is it inside the city?
No. It's actually inside the city. It has become part of the city.
Okay. And the city is walled, you said?
It is walled, but the access gates don't seem to be closed. They are not experiencing a threat currently from there. They are expecting an attack from everywhere else, or the coast, basically.
Okay, so I would rather not go through in the door and be seen, though. I would rather go over the walls if they are not manned, indeed.
Okay, so you're going to look for a patch of wall that isn't.
It's out of sight. Like if there's like vegetation towards the walls.
There's plenty of nooks and crannies on these walls, and like I said, the focus is elsewhere. It's
just gently hop over.
Sure, you do. But well, between the two of you, yes, you do gently hop over into the cool streets of the city. And then make your way towards the fort?
The castle, or yeah.
Gotcha, yeah. It's clear from the panic and chaos that everybody's focus is on trying to save the harbor.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah. It's easier.
We look panicked and running in the other direction.
No, we need to say something to the commander. So you say this is basically like a tower, right? Like the keep.
Yeah, pretty much.
So does it have windows in the upper floors, or is it only like it's a military and having just arrow slits?
Arrow slits. It's very military, yes. Arrow slits.
Okay.
On the second floor, only nothing on the ground floor. Ground floor is accessed by a single keep, a single gate keep. The walls are about 20 foot high, and then a 10-foot tower on top.
Okay, so 30 feet altogether?
If you wanted to go over a tower, sure. But if you want to just go over the wall into the inner bailey of that...
I ask Jorek, do you want to go in from the top?
Sure. Why
you can
not?
teleport, right? I missed to the top.
Unlike the rest of the town, this is still heavily manned and guarded and more vigilant, if anything, because they are expecting attack.
Okay, can we get into a house adjacent to the tower, to the castle?
Yes, there are plenty of stores around.
Okay, I would like to get on the ceiling of a house adjacent to it and then Misty Step on the top of the tower, if that's possible.
There are watchmen on those towers.
Yeah, too bad.
All right. Okay, I can see where this is going, so I'm going to cut away from you guys. I thought it was going to be a pleasant chat, not an invasion. All right, that's fine.
I will have a pleasant chat, but under my own...
We need to get there.
Pleasant
under your circumstances, which is yes. I will summon my army. What army? I have killed them all.
Like,
You
gods! And the cupboard just opens up and a few fall out.
The three of you are taken by the skiff, as well as everybody else, back to the Windswift. You arrive hearing Captain Tai striding up the deck, shouting, "And if another vessel approaches us, I want you to destroy them like you did the last. Is that clear, Mr. Baja?" And there is a response, yes, very clear. Yeah. And as the skipper is winched up onto deck, Captain Tai immediately calls everyone to fall in. Come on, Commodores on deck.
No, you could just keep doing what you're doing. It seems like you're doing something very important here.
All right, carry on.
What exactly are you doing? Exactly, why is the explosions?
Welcome back to the Windswift, Commodore.
Thank you. I'm really happy that you're all right.
But why is
Should we
everything
take
around
you
us
prisoner to
burning?
the cells? We have improved them.
That's
No,
not a
this
prison.
is Jorek's sister. Miran, this is Captain Ty, the captain of this ship, who is a pirate ship now? What's happening?
I will explain all in due course. I would suggest that we get your guest to Commodore Jorek's quarters straight away. We are in a combat situation. The situation has escalated beyond our anticipated outcome, I will confess.
I'm like walking around the aft castle with my hands behind my back, taking in the vista of wrecked ships and burning things, just quietly taking it all in.
Chaos and mayhem.
So
why don't we
definitely
away
not good anymore.
a little bit away from the city?
Not too far away.
A little further away so that we're less fighty.
Are we currently under attack from any of these ships in the vicinity?
Rex.
Wouldn't call it attack. What they're doing is suicide. We are not a particular threat at the moment, Commodore, but taking the ship out runs the risk of encountering more of the merfolk, who have been problematic.
Why are you fighting the merfolk?
It is not a question of why are we fighting the merfolk. The question is why are the merfolk fighting us? There have been several attempts on the Windswift. We barely made it into harbour for repairs as it was.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go to my room and go fetch that medallion, that peace medallion thing that we got from the merfolk.
Explain yourself now.
What?
All right,
go to my cabin and find my spare pipe.
And pull open a drawer. Need my whiskey. All right.
It's good to be home.
Great to be home.
That's what you're doing.
And just outside the windows, just like the smoke of the burning ships, just like...
Sit down, open the window, pour out a measure of whiskey as a ship sinks in the background.
The two of you are inside this warehouse of sorts, getting ready to misty step on top of a tower.
I will actually, totally forgot. I will not misty step, I will just fly there. What the...
Yeah.
You're going to fly, Jorek? How are you going to get there?
If I'm on the roof of the house,
Yep.
How high up is the tower? Could I shoot up on the tower?
Another 15 feet. Would you be able to actually shoot one of the guards?
Yes.
Sure, there are, like I said, guards there, probably 3 by your count. One of them is leaning against the battlements. You could definitely try and hit him.
I just said, you want to get rid of them, or? All right. Whenever you're ready.
And I take like a... And then...
Your wings out.
Batman descends, yeah.
I try to time the shot so that when he lands up there, one of the guards is going to get an arrow.
One of the guards turns as you are sailing up towards the tower.
That's the guy.
Your attack, Jorek?
Oh, natural 20.
That hits him. Do your damage.
Miss. Do your other 20 to see what you do with a crit.
All right. D20. That is a 5. That's normal damage, right?
Yeah.
So I just roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 6 piercing. That's depressing. Where are you, my dear? Where are you? There you are.
And then?
Another 46 psychic.
All right. The arrow passes straight through his open mouth before he can even sound the alarm. Atra, you land on this parapet. There are 2 guards who are currently looking at the fire down below. They have not even heard your approach.
Yeah, I will fly a little bit higher and then just fold my wings and use them all and just... Yeah, I have attacked them.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong. No. What?
No. No, go ahead. I'm
Okay.
just gonna...
So they have not even heard me coming, so I have advantage on my attacks.
You have advantage completely.
Oh! That's a bonus action. I actually arrived before my arrow. So, twang! Teleport.
All right.
You get splattered by the blood from your arrow.
And then you see me coming down on these two fools.
Yes.
First attack, advantage.
Yep.
23 to hit.
Oh, yes. He's wearing
26.
chainmail.
26 points.
He drops like a stone, broken and bloodied.
Second attack, 17 to hit.
17 is a hit.
27 points of damage.
Also bashed to the sides.
Anyone else? I got an extra attack.
Don't
hit me! Atra's like, smash, smash. Oh, never mind.
That's it. Only the 3 at the top.
All right. So I come down with them all and basically just like maul through them, and they just get broken in midst almost, and just flung off the through the crenellations into the city below.
Sure.
And I take a look around and say,
Meanwhile, one guy standing there with an arrow through his head and his eyes just burning.
it's just like a. There's like a trapdoor. What? How do you go?
There is. It's not a trapdoor. It's actually, well, it is a trapdoor. Correct. Sorry, you're quite right. Trapdoor with stairs leading down, not ladder. From here, you can see the layout of the keep. There is this small inner quad. You are on the one tower opposite the main keep, if you like, which is another 2 stories above where you are. That looks
so it is bigger. Okay.
a little bit, but not substantially.
How does that have a top as well?
It does, but it's a pitched roof. Looks like it's a pitched.
So it's not like a tower guard.
No. There's no one on top of that. But it's just the main posts around.
Then the question would be: are there arrow slits or windows there?
Windows at the very top, so the 4th floor is windows, and then the second.
Okay, smash through the top floor window.
Right, that's where you're going. Jorek, are you following? Or if so, how?
Yes, but I can't fly, so I teleport. How far is it?
It's, let's see, so 20, 30, 40, 50 feet. No more than that.
That's okay. I just need to know how many points I need to spend.
All right. So you slip in through the window that Atra's
Can I just smash through there with some?
Yeah. It's
okay.
It's lead-lined windows, not designed for resisting giant birds of teeth and death. You burst into the room. I'm going to randomly roll where you burst into. Sure.
Top floor.
It's top floor. You burst into this rather neat-looking room. There is a very large metal tub that's filled with water. No one is in it at the moment. It looks like someone was planning a bath. It seems to have broken into the bathroom.
It would have been great just barging in there or just sitting in the bath, just going,
What?
yes, water slowly turns
like a
yellow.
bubble come from under the water.
Who has a bath while the city burns around them? I mean, that just takes someone very special.
Yeah.
I assume there's one door out.
There is a door out, absolutely. Absolutely. So no stealth, you're just sort of rampaging through this top.
I'm here to talk.
Yeah.
Here to talk. You listen, you sort of hear loud shouting voices coming from one room. You assume that's going to be the main room. It does sound like there are several people in there, though. And
it's fine.
As you are walking down the corridor hearing this, there is a young page standing, waiting impatiently outside of the doors that lead into that room. The page has seen the 2 of you and has basically pretended not to see you. He's doing the courtier thing of just staring straight ahead because he's been told you wait until there's a message for you to take.
That's good. That's the right choice.
That's the right choice, yes. Good boy, you get to live.
Good man.
You get to the double doors. As you get to the double doors, we go back to the Windswift. Captain Ty leads you into the map room. I think it would be best if we spoke in here, Commodores. Don't want the crew overhearing things, of course.
Right.
I sit down in a chair, put my feet up on the table, pack my pipe, light it, and have the complete air of, this should be interesting.
Commodore, we prefer not to put boots on the table. We find it muddies the maps.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear you, Captain.
Yeah.
I can clean the map. Just
My
please
boots are
tell
clean.
us what's happening.
His boots are clean. Press the digitation.
No, they've probably got a bit mud from the
It
beach.
appears that two things have happened in the short time frame since you have been gone. Well, I say short time frame, but it has actually been quite an extended period of time without operational orders. Nonetheless, during that period, the Windswift was repaired fully. Upon the repairs, there was an altercation that broke out. Someone or something has decided it is of the best interest of the Brunei Kingdom to militarize and declare war.
On who?
That's just the thing. The Brunei Kingdom appears to have declared war on everybody. They have closed all borders, denied all movement through their territory, and they are attempting to police their water courses as well. This obviously put them in conflict with the merfolk, as far as we can see. There was obviously an issue at Valenhold. I am glad to see that you are still alive, Commodore Saket.
Yes, we'll tell you all about that later.
Yes, well. Nonetheless, there was a declaration that particularly the Windswift was to be brought to ground and everybody arrested. Naturally, I took umbrage with this kind of statement, and I had hoped that the Commodores would agree with me upon your return.
Yes.
This order was issued 3 days ago when we were safely in harbour in Dide. We decided on a tactical withdrawal from the harbour, firing a few warning shots to ensure that no one tried anything foolish. Well, they did.
Yeah, I can see there was a lot of debris.
Yes, unfortunately, there was some kind of warrant issued by some idiot by the name of Lord Commander Galwa. He seems over-eager in enacting his king's orders, and, well, as far as I'm concerned, he is responsible for escalating this conflict.
Right.
Excellent. Well, that's good, because Jorek and Atra have gone to have a chat with him about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, Ty. You've kept the ship together in the face of some pretty stiff odds.
I'm glad you agree, Commodore.
What about the merfolk? What have they just been attacking you randomly? No word?
The Brunei King has ordered that members of the Brunei Navy attack merfolk on sight, claiming that the waters around Brunei are in the control of the Brianese, and as a result, the merfolk have been attacking all ships, regardless of hull configuration. There was a minor night skirmish 2 nights ago after we withdrew from Dide.
Well,
I attempted to negotiate, but unfortunately they were most insistent.
Right, well, all right. I'll try to get in contact with that ambassador we spoke to.
I suspect with our hull configuration, we will be seen as Brianese or Elvish, both of which are now technically at war with the merfolk.
Yes, but we had a deal. With the hull, we did them a huge favor, accidentally, with Quethlin, ex-Quethlin, and,
We also fed them a ship full of elves.
We did. That was also not intentional. But, and now we're blowing up Dide for them. So, they should just leave us alone.
In the background.
Something useful to them.
Being able to go freely on the oceans is like the one thing we have left right now.
And no one else
apart from all the other things that we have, but...
Yes.
I'm going to try to talk to him. Why can't they just stick to their...
word?
Yes. the gargle word.
Gargle.
So is 9 all right? I'm just gonna go see if that is fine.
I have not spoken much to him. He seems quite content where he is. The
Still in the
druid was quite useful in repairing the ship. I do have to commend him on that, although he has been banned from the kitchens.
Why?
There was...
Health concerns.
Yes. Needless to
They're
say,
unlike-
barbarians enjoy eating meat, and apparently our druidic friend does not. And
He's a vegan. He cannot shut up about it.
Oh, it's a militant vegan. Oh, dear.
Those people. I mean, be
Issues.
vegan. That's fine, but don't be militant about it. You know.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna go check on 9 and then the druid, and then I'm gonna go contact the thing so we can get out of here once.
I must admit, it is good to have you back, Commodores. It
Really good to see you.
has been interesting. If you are interested, there is other developments which we can talk about, but they are not pressing. I suggest
Let's
you...
wait until the others are back.
Mm-hmm.
The others, in other words, Atra and Jorek, burst
Initiative?
into this room. No, there's no need for initiative. There is this very large, very angry-looking man with a big brown beard and sort of wiry brown hair. He's wearing some overly ostentatious plate mail and is busy shouting at several men who are wearing chainmail and the livery of the city of Daide. There is an elder gentleman who, the moment you burst in, you can tell he's working out how much money he's going to offer you to save his life. Looks like a slimy manipulator, politician, bureaucrat type thing. The commander looks up at the two of you as you burst in. What are you doing?
Initiative?
Yeah, you can go first. They did not expect it.
Okay. How far away is the commander?
25 feet. He's on the other side of a large table that seems to be the...
How many guards?
That's it in the room. There aren't any guards.
I mean, you said that there were a few guards, right?
Several men in there.
Yeah, men and chainmail. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Yes, they're not guards. They're
Soldiers.
Soldiers.
Whatever.
Yes, there are 3 of them.
Okay. Lord Commander, pleased to make your acquaintance with my maul.
Are you just gonna kill him?
Yeah, he's going to talk to his soul, I suppose.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you release a soul collector.
Okay, that's a crit.
Yes, when you put it that way.
That hits.
13 on the confirmation.
Yep.
So that is triple.
Yeah.
Okay, that is
The end.
triple dice, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 27. 30, 42 plus. That's gonna hurt. Triple, oh boy. 47 plus 33 plus 36
36 you say on top of that. All right. 100,
plus
160.
3 times damage. Plus 36.
Wait, so 116 plus 36 on top of that?
Yeah.
So 152 damage?
Yeah, that's first attack.
This is what I like about Atra. That's the first attack.
Swoop in and slam your maul into him. He breaks and explodes and leaks and dies instantaneously.
And that's
He's just going to light his side blades, and anyone else? The door is right there.
and as he dies, I pull out one of the gems and put it on top of his on his forehead.
He
Yes.
gasps as his soul is sucked into the gem.
And then I raise him as a spectre.
The bureaucrat is saying something. He goes quiet when you raise the Lord Spectre. Jorek, are you doing anything? The 3 guards are just standing there completely dumbfounded. They They.
No, as I said, anyone else? Otherwise, the door is right there. No?
The map.
You too?
The map on the table literally goes, which sort of rolls up on the corner by the gust of wind that the bureaucrat causes by. He doesn't run out. He oil slicks out. There is just a slimy trail of.
He's a snail.
He's out of there. He's a racing snail. He disappears out. The 3 guards don't even hesitate. They are gone. Running.
Have a nice day. And then I close the door.
Well, sort of bits of door because they were pushed open. But yes, the spectre stands there.
You had questions for him?
Yes.
The hovers.
I would like to know why you're attacking my ship.
It sort of looks, realizes it's dead.
Did you have to kill me to ask that?
And then it looks. I was under orders.
From who?
My king.
And why does he want to attack my ship?
I do not know.
So you just attacked a random ship because your king told you?
Yes. How long does the spectre last for?
8 hours.
And it'll just answer questions.
I control him.
Oh, you control him. Okay.
All right. So what was your orders exactly?
There is a renegade group of operatives who are attempting to see dissent and sow war across the globe. They were last seen destroying Valenhold, our religious center. A description was given of their vessel. It was seen in our hearts. My duty was clear.
I see. And this description, did it describe just the ship or the people as well?
It described the vessel as well as a certain description of individuals. We did not see the individuals aboard the vessel, except for the one listed as the first officer, Lieutenant Tai.
I see.
Captain.
Captain Tai, indeed. I see. So, in short, the king has a bounty on these people, or they're just to be killed? Or what is the orders? You've so far not told me what to do with these people.
Our orders were simple. Destroy on sight.
I see. All right. Atra, can you summon this fellow again?
He's coming with us.
All right. Fair enough. Because I have no further questions at this time, so let's go. Let's get out of here.
Come.
For the next 8 hours, we just have the spectre in the background looking miffed.
Yeah, he's fairly neutral at the moment, actually. He doesn't know what to do with himself because he's dead. Yes, he does drift. Where are you heading?
First, I would like to find a nice ring. Or amulet.
You're looting the castle, basically?
I'm not looting the entire castle. I'm looking for one nice piece of jewelry.
All right. It takes you a few minutes to burst.
I ask the Lord Commander where a nice piece of jewelry is.
He answers truthfully, correct?
I control him.
There are the gaudy baubles my wife used to wear. I wouldn't call them things of beauty.
That's fine. I'll get them.
You walk into their private sleeping chambers.
Sure.
She isn't there. There is a chest on the sort of dressing area. It contains a collection of silver and ruby necklaces and amulets and things.
I just pick out the nicest one and just like hold it up to Jorek if he wants to take them with him. I don't care.
Jorek's no.
I'm a murderer, not a thief.
Exactly.
There are limits, okay?
There are limits to my depravity.
There are lines that I do not cross. Okay, after that, I'll just go to the top floor again.
Sure. You
And-
can hear shouting in the courtyard below. It seems that those 3 men that left are trying to muster men to retake the keep.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm leaving. Jorek, you want to come with?
Yes, I can't teleport that far. A ride would be nice.
And go.
You fly out the window and sail out over the ocean, flapping towards the Windswift.
If they aren't scared of us after this, then I don't know what.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going to put here assassinated.
Just making a list of crimes at this point.
No, I'm just making a list of what happened to my NPCs. What happened to NPC? He was publicly assassinated. Okay. What?
And resurrected.
Yeah. So, yes, you arrive on the ship. There's sort of much hullabaloo and the like. Captain.
I'm a little bit quicker, so he's going to arrive like a little bit later then.
Sure.
That's his best Barbosa impression, I guess.
Right.
Walking on the bottom floor. Yeah.
So back to you three as these two arrive. Saket, what are you doing?
Well, the cat is still finishing up with this stage.
Right, sorry, you broke up there. Just tell me again.
I said it's still being squishy at this stage. So I have a question.
3 times 36.
Question for call?
Yeah, but it might be a question for Guy. I don't know. Now we're away from the vampires. The vampire did something that means I can't fully.
Long rest. Heals
Long rest and it goes away.
Ah, okay, all right. I need a long rest badly.
Is that how you put it? A long rest?
I need a long rest.
Long
I
rest,
need a holiday.
and I need a holiday.
I need vacation.
Supply of bacon, and possibly bacon and banana.
Go sleep.
Yeah, I need to go sleep. Is everybody? I mean, you guys have enough firepower without me, right?
I think we can handle our country.
The Brunei.
You're back. How did your discussion?
I let him fall to the ground the last 2-3 feet and then just like land behind him. The Lord Commander is on his way.
The commander is on his
Yes,
way.
quite literally on his way. It's very handy, I must say.
Am I back from going to check downstairs at this point?
I mean, I needed to fly 1 mile out, so it's going to take a minute, right?
Yeah. So 9 was all right. Everything was fine.
Yes, he has been making more stones, and you see that there are many different things that he's been making or trying to make anyway. A lot of it looks like mugs with, you think it's the faces of the crew on the front of the mugs. Some of them look absolutely hideous, and some of them are lying in broken pieces. He's really made this little nest for himself of this space. And as you're there, there's a knock on the side of the door. Whoever it is, they obviously don't know that you are there, Adversary. And it's like, oh, listen, chum, I've got this. Oh, Commodore, I'm so sorry. It's
Hi.
Cabin, the guard that you rescued from Nexa.
Oh, hi, Cabin.
Right.
No, don't mind me. Don't mind me.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just here to check on 9. Have you been hanging out?
Oh, yeah. No, 9 and I were like, we're chums, aren't we, 9? Is the little whistle that comes from 9.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, he's good. He puts down a large round rock sort of absently on a counter, and 9 immediately sort of scurries over to it and clutches it and sort of seems to embrace it for a moment, and then sort of hops back to his space. Just a second, Commodore. Just a second. 9. Okay. last time that did not look anything like Captain Ty, and no breasts. Okay. There's a happy little whistle, and then he looks back. We try and make personalized mugs for everyone on the ship because we keep running out of mugs, and someone's not washing theirs. So we thought Nine could make mugs that had the faces of the crew on it, and he's pretty good at it. Actually, he just sometimes
That's a fun idea.
bits
So he
of
understands-
that he sees. So it's not good sometimes, especially with the barbarians, if you know what I mean.
No.
We try to do faces only. Yeah. Anyway,
Mm.
sorry. Yes.
So
Horrid thing about
everything's
Brunei.
been all right. He can understand you in common. At this
We
point?
worked out a system a bit, sort of, kind of. We showed him what we wanted, and he sort of did it. And then he quite likes sugar, so we've given him some sugar cubes. But we've also
good.
learned that you don't give him too much, otherwise he gets sick.
Right.
And
That's
it's
good.
messy. Yes.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to check up on you down here. I'm really glad that you're getting along.
Yep.
Just I gotta go and yell at some merfolk now. So just stay good down here. I give a good Nine a hug.
Oh, Nine is giving you one of those. It's a one-arm sort of hug thing while it's busy staring at the
I'm so
rock.
busy.
It's like yeah, and then there's a push away as it kind of goes back.
Okay. I give him a little smooch on the head and then I walk away.
As-
Mom, not in front of my friends.
yeah, there seems to be a certain focus. Absolutely, you are there when Atra
Yes.
and Jorek return.
Yes, I got the fabulous medallion thing that we got.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly tell anyone who's present that apparently we've been branded renegade operatives that sow dissent around the world, and we are to be shot and killed on sight. You can ask the Lord Commander when he comes around. I couldn't figure out anything else to ask. Now, if you
Sorry, how
excuse
is
me, I
the-
have 80 years.
He's coming here?
Yeah.
He's coming.
How? What?
Do you,
Well, that was rather a good bit of negotiating if you convinced him to come and talk to us here.
Just wait. You will not believe me if I tell you. Now, I have 80 years of family to catch up on, all right?
all right.
Of
all
course.
right.
I head
all
down
right.
to my quarters.
Should I prepare the
Like-
cell or a stateroom? I'm not sure, says Captain Ty.
He will behave.
He will be.
Okay.
All right.
Captain Ty, I have something for you. And I
Oh.
produce the
Aww.
jewelry.
Her whole veneer of I'm a woman in charge of this ship and I will shoot shit just vaporizes in the sight of the jewelry and you. She turns this brilliant crimson that flushes across her cheeks and her ears. She does not know what to say in front of everyone else.
Taking a
I'm
look.
going to go
Shut them
over
up and
here.
go smoke my pipe at the
I'm going to go over to the front of the ship.
And I just
cast
say,
my spell.
I just look at the ruby you said, right? I just look at the ruby and say, oh, it fits you even better now. And I just hand
She sort of looks at it. It is quite beautiful. Thank you, Mr.
As are you.
She literally doesn't know what to do with herself. She sort of looks around and she goes, "Yeah, really?" She throws her arms around you. That's all she can do at this present moment in time. She's just so happy. She just throws her arms around you, and yes, just hugs and holds and is completely.
Is it that awkward kind of Kung Fu Panda hug? Just
Yeah.
and then
yeah.
let's go.
No. She's lost control now. She might as well just go all in. This man has shown her more affection than any other in all of her existence. He is ruggedly handsome in a sort of "I will kill you" kind of way.
How does that work?
Atra does. No.
Eyes
Yeah, that
drawn
works.
to bad boys. What can she say? I mean, there's the rocking leather look type of thing going on.
I see.
There's the tail. I mean, it's all there. It's complete package.
And do
And
amazing things.
it gives jewelry.
No.
So,
No.
I'm going for a fly.
Away!
the bridge, the upper deck is mysteriously vacant, just with you
Yes.
and Captain Pie, as everyone has scattered to the four winds. Yeah, she is exceptionally happy with the gift.
Aww.
Good for her.
Yes.
So the only thing that, I mean, and then like a few flicks of the tail underneath the cape.
Right. Yes. Completely happy. Captain Pie, yes. Yeah, she does hope that perhaps you might want dinner later. Or something in the
And then coffee.
quarters.
Okay.
She wants a bit of Netflix and chill.
Yeah, basically. There's this new arcanagram that arrived that she really wanted to watch. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Her standing orders are to keep the ship about a mile off shore. It seems to be the best boundary between the merfolk and the Brunei kingdom. Sort of a neutral zone, if you like. As you all sort of go about your bits and pieces, Saket, you get happy with your long sleep. Jorek, you're catching up. There's bottles of wine that are open. There are so many questions. She's also completely seasick.
Aw.
Oh, you'll get used to it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Con, you and your pipe and a whiskey or six are in a happy place, I suppose.
Yep.
Adressai?
I might snag Con to maybe not get quite shit faced just yet, because I wanna like cast that sending to the ambassador that we talked to,
Ah.
the
yes.
ambassador of the merfolk that gave us the thing. And I have a message prepared here. Are you ready?
All right. What do you
Ready
say?
for my message? All right, I'm gonna say, Windswift here. Is our deal off? You're attacking us. Please stop it. Have we not done enough for you? We're near Deidi. Come talk.
You say this to the ambassador of the merfolk. All right?
Yep. I'm a casual cat. What can I say?
There is a response.
He said, please.
Yes.
Yes.
The response is fairly brief. It simply says, tomorrow. That's all.
I don't believe you. I think it says tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yes. All right.
Margot.
Yes. All right. Tomorrow. Good. Then you could go back to your drinking, Con, if that's what you wanted to do. I just wanted you around and sober for the talky good. That you
That's
did.
okay.
All right. Bye. Look.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good.
No, I loiter with my earthenware jug and my pipe and my smoking weed around the wheel,
Right.
and I'm not getting. I'm enjoying a drink. I'm not getting incompetent.
Not getting legless. Aldwin comes rushing up onto deck. Oh, I heard that you were back. I have done the most amazing thing with fungus in the hole. I think you would be impressed. Now, I know that Captain Ty said I should wait until you've been back for a while before I show you, but I think you'll be excited as I am. It's quite a remarkable fungus.
Okay, let's go have a look.
Okay, really? Wow.
Yes.
Good. Okay, good. Well, now whilst we
Had a couple of whiskeys. I'm feeling generous.
as we go to look at this fungus, I want you to think about perhaps the dietary requirements of this crew. Have a think about that.
So while this happens, a ghost will appear on deck.
Yes,
Soars up.
this poor spirit eventually arrives, dripping spiritual water, and will find you, I suppose. Atra, are you having dinner with the captain?
Yeah, and I sent him to Con.
Con, you're busy looking at this fungus. What is unusual about it is that it glows, and it glows based on salt. The more salt you give it, the more it glows until it explodes.
I can make stim packs out of this. Oh, sorry, wrong universe.
That could be handy.
It's quite useful. It's pretty good, and then the spirit appears up through the bottom of the deck. Please tell me that you're seeing that too.
It's a good thing I'm not a priest, really.
I'm up on deck as well, I suppose.
Kind of wish that we had one right now, actually. I don't.
Okay.
Who?
I assume it's dressed like a Brunei person or something. I don't know. What am I seeing?
Yes, it's this spectral spirit. Imagine the sort of blue, glowing, vague outline-esque kind of apparition dressed in heavy plate mail armor, big beard, bluish beard because there's no color in the outfit. They couldn't afford the upgrade, but there is this passive look upon its face, and it just stares at you.
That's unexpected.
Seems to be looking
haunted
at
now?
you, Commodore.
Hi. Who
The
are you?
ship has been haunted.
Where off?
Have we killed that many people? Oh.
Shall I fetch Commodore Adressai, perhaps, or
What do you want, Spectre? Can you speak?
yes?
Yeah. Who are you?
I was Lord Commander Galwar of the Brunei forces of His Majesty King of Brunei.
Somewhere from the back of the ship, you can hear, I told you he'd show up.
I see.
This is so funny to me.
Yes.
Right. Right.
I was compelled to journey here and seek you out.
Okay. Why are you attacking my ship? Oh, wait, I already know the answer to that question.
Following the orders of my king.
Well,
Yeah, I know this guy, actually. He was, well, obviously, I'm from Brunei. Yeah, he used to be in charge of the garrison at Dide.
so he claims.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That didn't work out very well for you, did it?
It stares impassively at you.
So, this fungus.
Just hang around.
Sort of looks from the glowing fungus back to the spectre, to you, to the spectre, to the glowing fungus.
What did I sign up for?
I believe you were talking about the crew's nutritional requirements.
Ah, yes! Not this fungus, though. No, this is very
Good.
bad. You shouldn't eat this. Did you see what it does? Well, no, you haven't seen what it does yet. Hang on a moment. And he sort of grabs a handful of rock salt and he sprinkles it over the fungus. It glows to almost the brilliance of a torch. Briefly, it gets brighter. It's this green fluorescent glow. It gets brighter and brighter, and then there's a sort of liquid popping sound, and all of the little florets that had made up the heads of these clumps of moss have burst open and sort of have spilled out the liquid that was glowing. If you get too much salt on them, that's what happens. If you were to eat one, I think the salt in your body would cause it to do that, and I don't think that would be a good idea. Yeah.
Right. What is that glowing?
Well, now you're going to like this. There's a mushroom that this fungus used to eat off of, and I noticed that some of it started to glow for a little bit.
The same thing.
So the fungus, well, the moss that the fungus used to grow on, I should say, they started to sort of live together, really, and the one glowed and the other one didn't. So I thought, well, if we sort of push them, and then I used a bit of magic and forced them together.
Fascinating. Good little botany project. What sort of practical value does it have?
It's glowing moss. Pretty cool.
It glows.
I see.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought we could grow this all over the place, and then we can, have use salt, which you get from the ocean, which is pretty easy, and then you're not burning all the forest down for firewood. Well, you would still for heating, but for lighting purposes.
Do you think you could get it to do this whilst contained in a sort of glass container?
Oh yeah. Oh no, absolutely. Yes. No, we just need a substrate for the moss to grow on, and it pretty much goes in anything.
Get working on that. If we can get some glowing glass orbs or jars or something like that, I think that could have a definite application.
Yes. Good. Great.
And this reaction, is it any more energetic than that?
No.
Bearing in mind that we're surrounded by salt water.
Well, it's obviously not in the ship.
It has a bad habit of getting in whenever we're involved in action.
He looks around at the 4 very large 3-foot-long trays of moss that he's grown. I probably should cut back on the crop for now, then.
Hence why we have you here, to make sure the hull stays as watertight.
Yes, and I did that. But
fabulous job, by the way.
I'm
well
just
done.
Cut back on some of this moss quickly. We don't need that much moss, really. Yeah.
I look at the spectre again. So, beyond your king ordering you to destroy our ship, what do you know of what's going on in the Brunei Kingdom, and why the borders have been sealed and so on?
My king has given orders for the Brunei Kingdom to seal its borders against threats.
I see we're going to have to go chat to the king.
Want me to check him up?
Yeah, you can go talk to him.
So you really don't know very much, alive or dead.
What my king chose to share with me in life was his prerogative.
Yeah.
The decision that he took was not one that he made lightly. He was in consultation for several days with very important advisors.
With one of the Archons, right? That's what we know.
Greatest protectors.
Yes, okay. Well, I'm not sure how long you're going to stay around. But
He doesn't either.
How much of a person's personality is there? Are they just a shadow that answers questions?
I mean, they're technically just under my control. The rest is really
Up to Guy.
up to them, right? It's just I control them, so they can... So he doesn't seem very freaked out, but yeah.
He's dead, he doesn't care. Yep, other than that, a relatively peaceful night commences. Unless you want to do anything, Adversary, you were the only one who didn't really have dinner plans.
Yeah, no, I'm mainly just going to sort of move through the ship and sort of make sure everyone's all right and sort of talk to everyone personally, sit down with Nine for a bit. I'll probably go talk to the Druid a bit, make sure ask him a bit more about the ship and how she's doing, stuff like that. And then I want to, if Ty comes back out again at some point, I want to tell her about sort of what happened in Valenhold and sort of very loosely what happened in Drakenmoore as well. Also, I want to ask if the book showed up, because we sent that with Mios and the crew.
The book has been placed very delicately on the edge of your bed.
Oh, thank you.
So, yes, Captain Ty uncharacteristically does not emerge from her chambers, even at the changing of the watch, when traditionally she would do a round. She does not.
Yeah. No, then I'm going to...
Standards are slipping.
Just keep track of everyone else. Actually, what I could do is I want to go find especially the last remaining Jokenstoke. The
sister?
Woman,
Yeah.
the sister, yes. God, what's her name again?
Verilyn.
Yes, thank you. And I want to ask her, do you remember, Guy, I PM'd you about a possible project that I had in mind for a little while ago using the dragon hide?
I remember now you did send me a message about using Dragonhide to do something.
Yes.
You wanted to make something.
Yes.
Yes.
But, which I can do using the fabricate spell, but I needed to be proficient
Yes.
with the tools to be able to use it to make something out of the hide.
Yes.
So, which I can do with the person who is proficient. So that I want to go sort of talk to her a bit and sort of lay out what I want to do.
All right. Yes, you find her and she starts chatting, and the two of you will quite happily chat until quite late on various plans and things that you will need. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And so you all have a long rest eventually.
Yes. And I am trying to teach my sister about 80 years of world history she doesn't know about.
I would say she probably knows less about all the stuff that happened before as well.
Yes. Correct.
So she's getting the whole story about the Hastari and the dragons and blah, 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 blah.
You basically got out of North Korea, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Adrasai, you are sleeping after having had these long discussions. I need you to please give me a wisdom saving throw with a disadvantage.
Oh, wow. Okay. That is very scary.
You went to sleep with...
That's 11.
You wake up. You wake up. There's a fluttering sound at your door.
Mm-hmm. I sit up.
Pages of paper flapping against the door from outside as if it's being blown against it by wind.
No, you see, you went to sleep with the book.
Oh, I went to sleep near the book. All right, I get up and I open the door.
There are a pile of pages on the floor. They contain writings about, looks like it's diagrams of the internal organs of dragons, but it's pages. It looks like someone has torn them out of the book.
Oh.
And there is a trail of pages down the passageway leading to the steps leading deeper into the hole.
I gather all the pages very sort of conscientiously and sort of stack them and pick them up as I go following the trail.
I'm getting a stack.
This crumb, the bread of
yeah.
Trail of breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
You get to the stairs leading down into the hold, but it's completely dark going down there. The usual lanterns are not.
She has night vision.
You do, indeed, and you can see pages flapping at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, I go down and start gathering them.
All right.
Whoever touched this book, I'm going to turn you inside out.
Wow.
You get to the bottom of the stairs, you pick up the pages, and suddenly you're no longer standing on the ship. You're now just standing in this black space with a bunch of pages on your hands. You hold the pages tight. As you're holding them tight, it feels like there's something warm and wet slipping over your arm and the joint of your arm. And it's blood pouring out of the pages. The pages are being soaked in blood, which is now gushing out of the pile of pages, soaking up the text to the point that ink is now starting to run off of
No.
What do?
I'm just sort of desperately trying to figure out where the blood is coming from, and sort of looking around and going, who are you? What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
The pages get to the point where they're so soggy that they just start to form into clumps of sort of bloody paper mache type of stuff, and that sort of drops in clots down onto the floor around your feet. You realize the blood is pouring out of your own veins and washing away all text on the pages, just turning it into sludge, basically.
And then ash speaks into your mind and says...
Two red eyes that you have seen before stare directly at you. There's no sound. They say nothing.
Nice.
What are you? I just seek knowledge. You know that. That's all I'm here for. Well, fuck you!
The eyes start to withdraw, moving further away from you.
Hey, wait, come back! I stop running after it.
Stop! Don't come back.
You start running after it?
Yeah.
Okay. As you run after these receding eyes, there is this faint sound. It's at the very edge of perception. Give me a perception roll, if you please.
Yeah, I can do that.
You have a pretty high one, right? So
28.
20.
Yeah.
Con, what would you say to Adrasai if you found her completely unconscious lying over the open book at her desk?
Well, if she was unconscious, I probably wouldn't say anything other
Right.
than mutter under my breath about fool of
That is what you hear being muttered at you from somewhere. It seems to echo all around. Fool!
As I pull her off the book and slam it shut and stick it on a shelf.
I sort of stop and go, Con?
Channel lesser restoration into her. Yeah, him, them.
They, them.
The red eyes stop moving for a moment and start to fade away as if they're not there.
I just point at them and go, I will figure you out!
They shine quite brilliantly again. Con, your lesser restoration doesn't seem to do anything. Adrasai appears to be dead.
What?
We'll be back next week when the adventure of the Windswift continues. Thank you for watching. Great. We will hit that like button if you want to see more. Hit the subscribe button if you want Adrasai to live. And if you hit the bell
if we
button.
don't have 1,000 more subscribers, but
Adrasai's dead.
Or the cat gets it!
Or the cat gets it. Always hold the cat up.
I knew it was going to be a saving throw that got me.
It was. That's why I chuckled. That's why I
That's
chuckled.
very traditional for Adrasai, isn't it?
Absolutely. All right. So moving forward next week, before you go, we don't have a Saket with us due to real life issues. We're sad to not see you, but there are certainly many things that can happen whilst we don't have a Saket with us. So
it's a long rest, everybody.
It's
A very long
rest.
And a possible binge out on bacon.
Oh dear. Anyway,
Food coma for 2 weeks.
Next week, something exciting will be happening, so watch out for that. Until then,
Oops.
I'm gonna miss what happens, which is, I'll have
Dice
to.
of Destiny to give us a review. We're a little bit early this week, but I couldn't resist ending us there. Dice of Destiny
You bastard.
I mean, you set it up, so.
I did. It wasn't me, though, who brought two of the books together. Jorek, it is you're up first, according to Dice of Destiny, your review of this week's episode, where basically it was just a couple murders and a friendly reunion.
Yeah.
I said talk to them.
There's this English movie, right? That says different, like seven marriages and what is it?
Yes.
No, but it was a nice episode to follow up from last week because last episode was so intense, both with emotions and fighting. So it was nice to have a little more shallower and less dangerous episode. But there is a few things that I would like to talk about, why I did what I did. The biggest part is why Jorek essentially took Atra's side once he described why he was doing what he was doing, and he sort of turned to Con like, hey, we need this dude. We need to help this dude. Because first off, Jorek just got his sister saved, thanks in large part to Atra. And he can understand how it feels to someone you care about is in danger. So Jorek basically realized it's the right thing to do to help Atra. No matter if he helps us or not, we have to help him. So it was genuine from Jorek's side to actually turn around and just
impress us
without condition, helping Atra more or less. Even though it kind of felt a little bit rushed, but it was genuine from Jorek's side. And the whole go talk to the captain. As usual, Jorek had a different idea in mind. He in his mind, it was we go in there, we kill everyone else, and we question the captain.
No, we do it the other way around.
Yeah, and then Atra just goes and does the other thing. It's sort of like, okay, I'm not going to kill everyone here, so...
It's much cleaner this way. It's much cleaner.
So Jorek is not a bloodthirsty murderer, but that was a purpose. There was a purpose to that mission, and that's why he didn't really mind killing the guards, because he needed to talk to the captain to save the ship.
He attacked us.
He didn't feel as bad about that as the poor sap in the library, which was just cold-blooded murder.
Yeah.
So it was a nice episode. I like it. And we'll see what happens next. Adresai. I told you to stay away from the book.
I did. I didn't touch it.
Oh, sure.
You slept in the same bed as the book.
Oh well, that's personal, private business that I don't.
What would your mother say about that, hey? With unknown books, just sleeping them in the...
There's some crazy woman out there who says you should only keep 30 books in your house. Nonsense.
I know. What was that about?
Adresai, what were your thoughts on the session?
Oh yeah, what was my thoughts on this session, guy? No, honestly, I freaking loved that. That was great. And I was like, I mean, at first it seemed like, okay, this is probably something terrifying. Like, we've pissed off a lot of powerful things. So at first I'm just sort of going with the dream logic. But at this point, I think by the time they hear Con and then the eyes, and then I think it's clicked that they're in the book, right, as we faded out. And I mean, Adversai's wanted to come back to these eyes, to whatever this is, ever since they first met them. And they've tried to get back to it previous times, but they haven't been able to get to it. And I think it's about to get really interesting. I'm psyched, I'm hyped. I don't want to wait a week for this, but you know, that's serialized entertainment for you.
That's it.
But I want to binge it.
Yes! Why would you give me a season at once, guy? Why can't you be Netflix?
You're a mage. Just time travel in the future and watch the episode. Come on.
Yes. Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Did I time travel yet? No, I enjoy that very much. And I think when I started making this character, I never quite imagined that they would become as crucial as they've become, with all the communication and all the knowledge and dealing with the books and dealing with the languages. And it's just, I never really imagined that. I just kind of wanted to make this weird nerd who was kind of in the background and knew crap, because that's what I like to play, and that's kind of what I am as a person. But it's just kind of pushing Andrasai into a position of not heroics but adventures. I think that they're not really kind of maybe ready for, but it's so much fun.
I mean, you kind of inadvertently become the core of the group, the administrator, the communicator.
I'm the bossly, I'm the oracle, I'm the person on the.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good.
Now dead oracle.
I'm just looking forward to next week. I'm going to go into coma, and I'm going to wake up next Sunday morning, and I'm just going to continue this.
There you go. Atra, there was a very direct approach to chatting to the Lord Commander.
Yeah.
Do you think there's been a little bit of a change in Atra's approach to the ship now that there is this sort of oath of help?
Maybe he will want to approach it a little bit more in cooperation with them, and maybe a little bit more directly rather than waiting for an opening. Yes. But right now there were only words, and let's see what actually will happen. And then I'll decide, or then he'll decide on how he'll solve this kerfuffle.
Right.
Yeah, on the session itself, I mean, yeah, it's pretty direct. I mean, get in there, get out. That's how he likes to do his jobs usually. But usually he's also not fighting vampire lords and Archons, lich assholes. So
Not
that kind of needs a little bit more preparation rather than a disorganized, already in chaos town's guard.
right.
Yeah, and it's...
Talk to me about the idea that we have this person who will quite happily smash another living being's face into its boots, but still steals jewelry for his girlfriend. I like that. I really like that. I must admit, I did like that.
Yeah, I mean... Okay, so I think these kinds of things are very important for character, because you're never just one thing. You're never just the asshole. You're never just like the murdering... You always have your values, and I don't think anybody ever sees themselves as evil. Right? I mean, he probably doesn't see himself as a good person, but he thinks like, well, this is the best thing they can do, and they attacked us. Like even more, like discombobulating the entire kind of organization of the Townsguard cannot be bad for us. It's just like, well, if they weren't attacking us before, now they're really not attacking us anymore, right? So that's kind of, I'm not saying that I agree with this kinds of argument. I'm just saying that you can always make an argument and say like, well, he is a soldier, he attacked us, well, he attacked my help, I guess, if you don't want to say us at this point.
Your taxi.
So no, bad.
Right.
And yeah, you need, and generally speaking, I mean, I built the character even mechanically to this, that it is like a really, like a gut punch. Like if he hits.
Yes.
There's not much negotiation in the sense of, oh, let's escalate this like step by step. No. This is like, okay, let's do this. And then it's getting done either way or the other, like depending on if it goes like completely wrong or completely right. And yeah, and on the jewelry thing, I actually thought about this. Where could I get some, like the German word for it is Mitbringsel, which means kind of a remembrance, I guess, a little bit. Although you bring it to somebody else as you come back from a trip, right? So I thought about this, and I thought it was a nice gesture in general, and yeah.
A+ idea.
There you go. There was a villain played by Ralph Fiennes in the movie In Bruges that with Colin Farrell, where Ralph Fiennes was this awful crime lord, But he had a family and wife problems, and he was dealing with family and wife whilst on the phone ordering hits and murders. So it kind of resonated with me there about creating a more in-depth character. So I did like that. Saket, not a lot going on from your side, really. Just coming back to the ship, I suppose.
She's feeling really squishy at the moment. I mean, she had a long time. But when she comes out of this situation, she'll be having words with Jorek. Don't you worry, she hasn't forgotten.
You get your comeuppance.
Huh?
I said he's gonna get his comeuppance.
Oh yeah. Okay, so she has to go on a very long rest next weekend, and and has to go and do some bacon binging. But after she's finished with that, she is coming for Jorek in a big way to have some serious words. Yes. She's not happy.
So what do you say we get off the ship next week, huh?
Just with the ship somewhere else again, like just
leave me in my cabin again until I wake up and be like, what the fuck have they done now? Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Valenhold again?
Anywhere.
Anyway, but yeah, I think this was. She was feeling very squishy by the time she got back from Drakenmoore, because let's face it, she had a hard time. People not only had she'd had a hard time with vampires fighting her and then trying to kill her repeatedly. She then almost got strangled by someone who's supposed to be on her side. I mean, it's
very angry tiefling.
Yeah.
She needed time out.
Don't make a tiefling angry. You won't like him when he's angry.
Yeah. She's probably going to go and spend some time with Lily and just hide for a bit while she recuperates her mind.
Absolutely. Con, you think you got back to calmness, but it's not.
Con is not calm.
Con's a little annoyed at the moment, I can imagine.
Con's got a lot on his mind. An awful
does.
lot on his mind, actually, and he's not sure what to do about most of it. So yeah, it's an interesting place for him to be. The situation is becoming difficult, to say the least. Where to start? There's the matter of catching up with Section 13, which he's very interested in doing. There's the matter of the fact that increasingly we're finding ourselves killing the people we're supposed to be saving.
Nah.
There's the matter of the unknown entity of Atra on his ship. He feels, the revelations of this session certainly have given him more food to ponder in terms of a little bit more sympathetic light cast on Atra. But at the same time, he's very troubled because this is essentially a compromised person that he's not sure he can trust. Whether or not he might want to, but Atra may not have a choice in the matter of choosing between his daughter and fucking over the Windswift, if it came to it. So then there's the Brunei Kingdom, and the vampires, and the dragons, and the
merfolk,
the Archons.
There's this groove that I'm wearing into the aft castle as I make my patrol around and around in this cloud of pipe smoke, pondering all of this.
Yeah, I imagine we're not much more welcome when we go to the known places because
no shit.
Yeah,
it's becoming the list of powerful enemies is just growing.
I have a feeling that they'll be waiting for us.
Well, the elves like us. No, wait.
I'm not going to mention the fact that the Sajet Empire has received several letters from the Drakenmoore special forces saying we do not appreciate you blowing up our grain silos.
Well, they don't know that's us.
It's probably
No.
not a great place to visit this time of year. Yeah, you are really the Cathar. You haven't yet managed to get to the Cathar, but
Orcs, goblins, Chung.
What is the nuclear option in this world? Like, can we just nuke them from orbit?
nuke them
I think the nuclear option is dragon.
Yeah,
Start
actually,
up again.
Yeah,
that is actually a point.
I mean, that is basically Ragnarok, right? That's the Nordic mythology.
Like, we could just give up and take a vacation, and that would be the nuclear option, honestly. Just do
Yeah.
nothing.
well,
let-
now we know
let the
what
dragons have
Ragnarok happened because it was like, oh, just reset. Just reset.
Delete.
No, but that is actually an interesting point because I do feel that the parties we're running out of fucks to give.
I never started to give any fucks.
Really shifting a lot.
It's known in this episode that the party did shift towards motor hoboism.
Oh,
We need stuff done, and if you stand in our way, you're going to die. I don't care.
die.
Bigger picture here.
Okay, so I think in that circumstance, I actually need to speak up. Like, I will not murder. I mean,
No, really?
just no. I will not go in and like if the merchant gives me the stinky eye or not the price that I want and just kill the merchant. That's not going to happen. And that is, I think, what actually murder hoboing is. That's
Yes,
like,
of course. I think we all understand that.
right. So yeah, but maybe like it can get misconstrued by any viewers and so on. So I want to make this like obviously he's very quick with the blade or maul in this case. I mean that's I mean yes, but I made the character an assassin. So
Yeah.
like
But the rest of the party is moving
if you-
towards a.
yeah, no, absolutely.
We don't have time for this shit.
It is curious that there is a shift away from doing the right thing to just doing something that saves everybody. I think we've heard that before, haven't we? Anyway, thank you for watching. You know about the like button, subscribe button, and leave your comments below. We do love reading them and responding to them when and as we can. Until next week.
Oh, and Discord.
Yes, join
Don't
us
forget
on
our
Discord.
channel.
You can join us on Discord. That's right. Join us on Discord.
And write us emails and
Now don't do that.
Much fun.
Yeah,
Personal
that's
space
okay.
hair.
I've actually been shouted at on Discord. If I look at the Discord channel right now, I posted just before we started recording to the Sunday session. I was nervous about the outcomes of what was going to happen, and someone shouted at me saying, "Well, now I'm stressed as well." Discord is a lot of fun, so if you haven't joined us,
and the best thing is you guys see it in 2 months.
that's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Thankfully, we need to be because of my broken up
Oh my
year. But
God.
anyway, until
That's
next time,
crazy.
thank you for being with us, and follow us. Goodbye.